Hello everyone, this video is for those of you interested in this test set, the Marconi instrument 2965 and probably the next versions 66, 67, 68. It should be same procedure. Um, the procedure I'm going to show is about removing the CRT module from the entire unit. So I printed a couple of pages here from the service manual, and we will follow the steps, and then you will follow me through the all the process. So it's kind of a tutorial how to remove it for everyone who needs to do it. So I've printed a couple of pages from the service manual, and we are on page 2-4, and the process of removing the unit is described here in the CRT unit paragraph. But before you do this, it sends you up here for removing the front panel. So we jump here, but actually from here it sends you to the paragraph for removing the A7 board. Here you go. Just at the beginning. Firstly, remove the A7 board as described previously. So it's previous page, and is at the beginning, page 2-3. So this is where all starts. A7 board. So we read through, and then I start. Disconnect two pipes. One at the top of the AB2 board under the A7, and the other at PLD on the A7. So first of all, locate A7 board. Okay, it's quite easy. It's described in the manual, but I'm gonna show you which is easier. So basically you have to remove the top cover. I already have removed all the screws, so I'll take the top cover out and I'll show you where the A7 board is. Okay, take the top cover out. There are no wires, so you can just take it out. Right side of the front panel, just behind. And we can see it somewhere, A7, here you go, A7. So this is the board that we have to remove as a first step. It says disconnect two pipes, one on the top of the AB2 board under the A7, the other at PLD on A7. So PLD is this one here, PLD, and obviously the other one is this one here. So let me unscrew these two. So it's absolutely not recommended to use a normal wrench on the SMA connectors, because you can damage them very easily. Okay, but nevertheless, I'm unscrewing now. Okay, this I did it with my hands, tight finger. So first pipe, this is not an SMA, by the way. And second, I don't want to bend them too much, so let's see if I can put it. Yeah, I can put it apart like this. Okay, no problem whatsoever. Otherwise I would have unscrewed this side here as well. Next steps: disconnect PLA, PLB, and PLE. PLA, PLB, PLE. As you can see here, instead of having this gray connector here on the board disconnected, I disconnected the wire on the other side, on the sideboard. Was much easier. I don't know, I'm not sure how this is connected. so I don't want to force it. I remove the three securing screws. Note that the board plugs into the keyboard. So to remove it, carefully ease it towards the rear of the test set. Lift the board carefully and then disconnect the lead to PLC on the underside of the board. One, two, and three. In the middle, I don't see any other. The manual was saying 3 screws anyway, so okay. Now is unscrewed. There's a connector on the side, and there's a also, he says, which is connected to the keyboard. Okay, it could be this one, I guess. Now this is a slot for the memory card. Okay, let me check here. Okay, I need a torch. Okay. Okay, I see the connector here. Let me show you. Look connected there. There you go. And this is PLC, which is bent. I guess is normal. Can it be normal? Yeah, it should be normal. Because otherwise you cannot put it there. Okay, now we got the board out, and as he's pointing out here at the end of the paragraph, when refitting the board, be careful to align the A7 and the keyboard connectors when plugging in the board. So is this one here, this blue here, maybe this here as well. And okay, now the next step is front panel. Firstly, remove the A7 board, which we just done. As described previously, the front panel is secure at the top of its mounting frame by 3 countersunk screws, one in the middle and each of the others just inboard of another screw hole for the top cover. So, one in the middle could be this one, and one just inboard of the top cover, so it could be this one. This is a screw for the top cover. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this one is inboard. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. This one is kind of loose, so I don't, and it also absolutely damaged. So I'm not sure. So I'll start removing the other two. But anyway, 1, 2, and 3. So let me check if it's really this one. Okay, continuing on. It is secured at the bottom of the frame by 4 countersunk screws, roughly situated below the volume, squelch, intensity, and scope position controls. Before it can be removed, the rubber grommet securing the RF N-type connector and the nut securing the RF TNC connector must be removed. The front panel will then pull away from the test set. Okay, let's stop here, then we read the last one. So 4 screws at the bottom. So I'll tip it over. Here we have the screws for the front panel. So it says 4 screws. Volume, squelch, intensity, scope, Okay, so it's not symmetrical. I was expecting to go through all the length of the panel, but let me read again. Um, the bottom of the frame by 4 countersunk screws, roughly situated below the volume, squelch intensity, and scope. Roughly, okay. Squelch. There's no intensity, should be this one. And yeah, let's try this one. So now I need to remove the nut on the RF TNC connector. The nut securing the connector is removed. The front panel will then pull away from the test set. The wires to the back of the external mode input and AF input connectors must then be unsoldered and 2 plugs disconnected before the unit can be removed. So external and AF input. So this one here and this one here. I need to get the soldering iron. Okay, so I was thinking that the whole frame would come off, but actually I just noticed that the frame stays in place and it's just the very front panel which is coming off, up and away, as they say in the manual. I just need to figure out if it's held somewhere else. So I have removed all the screws, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 at the end, which was not mentioned in the manual. The manual says 4 screws at the bottom, close to the 4 knobs, 1, 2, 3, 4. But actually, there's the last one here at the end. At least in this unit, it was there. So there is, in fact, the place for the screw to grab the front panel. So I just remove the TNC connector, just unscrew the top nut, and then you can push it through down here, so you can leave it on a side. And now very gently you can lift off the entire front panel. But as the manual says, we need now to take it really off. We need now to unsolder the coax connector, the 2 coax connectors for the external mode and AF input. These 2 here, 1 and 2. Okay, once you lift it off, then it's kind of easy to unsolder them. Okay, I see another connector here, which must be for the soft keys. So let me read again the manual. And the 2 plugs disconnected before the unit can be removed. So 2 plugs. I see a plug in here on the side. I can see a plug in here. You can see it too, I guess. This one here, which is already a little bit bent. So here we go, 1. And let me check if there's anything else. It could be this one here, yes, from the rotary encoder. Yeah. Yeah. And then the 2 coax cables, and it should be all. It should be all. If I tilt that, if I tilt it that way, let's see this one here. One. Then I see the two coax cables. Okay, one is going here. Okay. And then these cables are under this connector, so I'll just free the cable here. Okay. It's coming off. Hopefully no one connection is losing contact, because it would be a mess. Let me free the glass cable here. Okay. I don't want to pull too much and force it, so I just use something. Okay. Okay. Okay, the cable is free now. We only have the two coax cables, which I will desolder now. Okay, the front panel is out now. Instead of desoldering everything, I just desoldered the center pin of the BNC connectors and then unscrewed. And then you can remove the entire front panel from its place. I will blow the dust with the compressed air. Take a look at the foam here, if I can put a new one. This will be the front panel of the instrument without the front panel. Now we can go ahead. And we are here now, CRT unit, finally. The CRT unit has to be withdrawn from the front. So the first thing to do is remove the front panel as described above. Then remove the 4 securing screws at the top. The unit can then be withdrawn after disconnecting one inline connector. So at this point it looks it's fairly easy to remove it. But it's talking about 4 securing screws at the top. So I guess these 4, I guess I also see 4 screws here, but these are nuts. So no, it should be the entire box. So it should be this, that I have to remove these 4 screws. Okay, now I try to remove the entire CRT module from its place, but something is keeping it from coming out. And in fact, there's on the left side, there's a connector, flat connector, which I show you here. There you go. You see down there. And here's the connector already disconnected, and now it's free and it can come off. Now for removing the unit from the shielding, 4 screws, 2 on each side. I already removed the other 2. And here we go. I put the 4 screws on the side. There you go. And this is the wiring. There you go. And finally, we can see the CRT module. Let me take some light. You can see here ABBA Electronics Ltd, Andover, Hans, UK. Model number, serial number. And there's another label here.